Maggie Austin, an instructor for Fondant Frills on Craftsy.com. Here are some unique ways of using silicone molds. So just a quick note about silicone molds. I use these all the time for my cake decorations and occasionally on some cookies. So this is a mold that has a ton of intricate detail. And as you can see, there are 4 sort of Baroque style medallions. And normally what we would do is fill the entire mold, and this is something common that you would see a complete mold just attached to a cake as a final decoration. If I don't want to use the entire medallion for my work, I might find little pieces here and there, some little intricate details, and put them together in a unique way. And that really opens up the possibilities of my decoration. So I want to do a quick demo here. Now the silicone mold that I have in front of me is one of my favorites. There are a lot of molds out on the market, and there are different grades of silicone. And for my purposes, I like a really soft, flexible mold, and that allows me to extract my piece of fondant that I'm working with much more easily. So I tend to gravitate toward the blue molds, which I think signals a more flexible mold, rather than something that's usually pale pink, and that tends to be a little bit more shallow and just harder to get your piece out of. So I have just a tiny piece of fondant that I've already colored, and this is just going to give me a head start on when I want to paint my piece ultimately. So this is going to be a leaf, and it might be a little tricky to see because it is so tiny, but I'm just pressing the fondant right into the mold. And making sure that it's flush with the top. And I'm extracting our little leaf. And you can see all of the little detail there. So instead of making this entire thing and maybe trying to slice, you can just go right in and get just the piece that you want. I'll show one more example using some pale yellow fondant. I have a little bit of vegetable shortening at my side just in case I feel like the fondant's sticking just a little bit, and this just acts as helping to release the fondant from the mold. So I'm putting my fondant in to the center, and again I'm just filling the area that I'm interested in getting the piece from. Okay. And here's our beautiful flower. So I have here an example of a completely molded and painted finished cookie. I'm using a cookie as a small canvas. It's not unheard of for me to mold out an entire cake just using little pieces here and there. I know that's a little over the top, but maybe try your hand at something like this cookie. So we have our 2 flowers here that I've molded out, and I have our little leaf, and all of this decorative sort of Baroque molding, which maybe you have an interest in adding some of that to a cake or a cookie. I've added that all around the border, and those are just little pieces from all throughout our medallion molds here. So before I attach these, I just let them air dry just a little bit so that they're dry to the touch, did some painting, and applied them with just a dab of water. I hope you'll join me for my Fondant Frills class on Craftsy.com, where we'll be learning more about painting these beautiful pieces and just adding some unique touches.